This is the best time of year. All the sports are converging. There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
You think we go with this one?
I like it.
Yeah, I think we do too.
This is good enough.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll just recycle here. We'll just start
rock
up.
and roll, baby.
All right, hang on here. All right, let me get back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounded really good.
That did. Yeah. It's got a good beat to it. That's a good lead-in. That's a great lead-in, yeah.
All right, you ready to go?
Yeah, let's rock and roll.
Okay. Hey, brother, fire in the hole, man.
Fire in the hole.
Okay, let's kick it off. You know, we're homers, Ohio State homers, right? We got to do
it.
Go
Buckeyes,
Let's
baby.
go Buckeyes.
Yes.
Okay, let's kick her on off.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's in the spot there. I feel like I'm in the shoe right now.
That's right.
Get ready for this Big Ten championship game coming up here.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Beat down those Badgers.
Oh, I tell you, you know what? That's going to be such a fun game.
That's going to be interesting.
What are we going to learn in that game? What are we going to learn?
Well, we're going to learn if JT Barrett's healthy.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good start.
Yeah,
that's a really good start.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to see if Wisconsin's for real. I think they're like, aren't they like the only undefeated team left?
Yes, they are.
They're the only ones there. Give them credit. They made it this far, right?
In the game's in Indy? Is it in Indy?
It's in Indianapolis.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're at neutral site.
Neutral site. Yep.
And didn't Ohio State pound on them 48-0 that 1 year?
No, it was more than that. It's like 58-0. They beat them.
They have vengeance.
They beat them like Iowa beat Ohio State this year.
So we're going to see if JT Barrett's healthy or this backup QB from Ohio State.
Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
You know, now Dwayne is Madeline. My daughter Madeline is down. That's
right.
It's
in the class with Madeline. Yeah, that's what you were. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So he is in her sign language class.
Wow.
And so, you know, they've gotten to know each other. And after the game on last Saturday, I gave Madeline a fist bump. I said, pass this along to Dwayne.
Nice.
So she sends me a text on Tuesday. She goes, I did, you know. He said, thanks, you know.
Okay. So let's set this up.
Yeah, go ahead.
What happened last time the Buckeyes went into the Big Ten championship game with the backup quarterback?
It was Cardell Jones, man.
And
it was the same thing. It was the same thing. Guess what? Who gets hurt in the Michigan game? It was JT Barrett, right?
So, wait, does history repeat itself?
I tell you, this is like bookends, isn't it?
Can you say national championship
again? It's like bookends. Isn't it something else? Because, you know, Barrett goes down. It was, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Barrett goes down in the Michigan game.
That's right.
And this dude, Cardell Jones,
just steps up. Takes care of business.
No, the thing I loved about that was that, you know, Cardell Jones was like third string, right?
Yeah.
Because Braxton Miller got hurt.
That's right.
And then JT went down. And so Cardell was actually third string. So I remember ABC showing that. So Barrett goes down, and then Cardell's sitting on the bench.
Right.
And they walk up to him with like this clipboard. It looks like a field.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they're introducing, hi, I'm your coach, you know.
But I mean, it's great what the Buckeyes are doing, and, you know, we're going to go see the Badgers there, but I think that there's a lot of things that need to be put in place before or if the Buckeyes get there.
Hey, you know what? The Buckeyes cost them. You know, the Buckeyes have only themselves to blame.
Sure.
They only have themselves to blame.
Agreed.
That was such a stinky loss. The Oklahoma loss, you know what? They played a good team. You know, and give as much as
justifiable.
As much as I hate Baker Mayfield, give them credit. They won the game.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But the Iowa loss is such a stink pot, man. You got to hold your
nose.
For the
committee to overlook that.
So let's look at the rankings.
Yeah.
And let's see. Okay. And of course, we're just going to be Buckeye fan here.
Yes.
What would it take for the Buckeyes to get in to the top four of the national championship?
So right now, what? We got Clemson at number 1.
Yep.
Auburn at 2. Oklahoma at 3. And the Badgers at 4.
Okay.
Bama,
keep going. Yeah.
Bama on the outside looking in,
right,
along with Georgia at 6, the U at 7, and your Buckeyes at 8.
Okay.
So we need to leapfrog 4 teams with 2 losses on our resume.
I'm going to say this right now. For all the folks out there that bang on the college football playoffs about, it should be 4 teams, should be 8 teams.
Should be 4 or 6
You got
teams,
it. Yeah. You got it right now. Because the playoffs start.
They start this Saturday,
They start on Saturday, December 2nd.
Yep.
The playoffs start. Because look what we got. We've got Clemson and Miami playing. 1-7.
ACC championship
right
there.
You've got Auburn and Georgia playing 2-6.
Yep.
You've got Wisconsin and Ohio State playing 4-8.
Yep.
And then you got Oklahoma playing. Yeah.
Oklahoma.
So the playoffs actually start on Saturday.
You
got your 8 teams. That's right. It's already there.
Yeah.
Dude, give me some knuckles on
that.
That's beautiful.
Weekend.
So what does it take for Ohio State to make it? Okay, I'm going to give you the scenario.
All right.
We're going to have a scenario. You just kick me in the head as we're going along here.
Let's
all right. Okay, Clemson, Miami. We need Clemson to win.
Whoever wins that.
But we need Clemson to win because it knocks out Miami. If you look at Miami 7.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And this is all predicated on Ohio State beating Wisconsin.
Well, you got to take care of business first.
You got to take care of business. That's right. But, okay, Clemson beats Miami. So Miami's out.
Yep.
Auburn beats Georgia. Kick out Auburn. Kick out Georgia.
Neutral site.
Okay. Neutral site. It's Atlanta, isn't it?
It's in the new Mercedes Superdome. But can you beat Georgia again? Can Auburn take care of Georgia again after coming off that victory with the Crimson Tide?
Of course.
You think so? I think it's going to be very tough.
Of course I can.
It's going to be tough.
Of course I can.
But, okay, let's say they win.
Okay.
But that clears the path for the Buckeyes.
Okay, well, again, let's look at it from the Buckeyes, purely Buckeyes perspective.
Yep.
So Auburn beats Georgia. So that means that Georgia's out.
Boom, they're gone.
And that means so far that Clemson's in and Auburn's in.
Yep.
Right? Oklahoma, they play TCU. Buckeyes need Oklahoma to win over TCU.
You need a strength of schedule.
Strength of schedule, absolutely. Right. So that improves Buckeyes. So that means it's a better loss.
Yes.
Against
Oklahoma. Quality loss.
Quality loss. Then Ohio State bumps off Wisconsin.
You take care of Wisconsin.
You take Wisconsin out, right?
You beat them convincingly.
Wisconsin's out. Ohio State's in as, the Big Ten champion. So that means here's where it comes down to. You're on Sunday, if all this happens,
right. Sunday
afternoon, the dudes in that room have to hold their nose.
That's right.
And go, do you pick Alabama with a shitty schedule
and a one loss,
and they would go into the playoffs on a loss, because they lost last week to Auburn.
Yep.
Or do you pick Ohio State with a quality loss against Oklahoma and hold your nose
that the Iowa loss does not stink that bad?
That's the problem. That's the
49-51.
I think my gut says right now it's Alabama. That they go with Alabama. But, okay, now you're talking about keeping out the Big Ten champion, and you're putting 2 SEC teams in.
You cannot exclude the Big Ten.
No, you can. You can do it.
The Big Ten and that revenue and the crowd they bring and et cetera. You can, but...
So now you're
how bad does the Iowa loss think?
Boy, you're getting 2 teams from Alabama, because Auburn and Alabama are both, down in Alabama.
Yeah.
You're getting 2 SEC teams, same thing. It just, it doesn't look right on paper, but I think it's 51-49 pro Alabama.
Who's the best going in? Does Saban have a pull in it?
Would you not love to be in that room and hear the conversation about? And they say that you can't remember years past because these guys, I can't give them credit. They're not doing anything. They're looking at this year and this year only.
That's it. Who's the best 4 teams this year?
Absolutely. They don't give a rat's ass about what we did last year or what they did 2 years ago and all that sort of stuff. They're looking at, just this year. The whole thing is, can you hold your nose about that Iowa loss?
That's going to be tough because if you're sitting there, if you're Alabama, you're like, wow, is this 10-2 Ohio State team? We got thumped by a bunch of hogs out in Iowa.
Yeah, But Bama is played nobody in their defense.
Okay, LSU and Mississippi State?
They played Florida State, who is not even in the top 25. And that was at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. They played LSU and Mississippi State.
LSU is 17.
That's it.
And Mississippi State was 23.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is absolutely correct. They have played really nobody of substance.
It's been a cake schedule, and Saban has designed it that way.
Right. Well, they played Mercer the week before.
Exactly.
They played Mercer. That was like a bye week, dude.
How do you schedule Mercer on the week before in November
where
it matters?
I know.
When the Buckeyes go against the Wolverines, when all those the Oklahoma States are playing the Oklahomas, the Red River Shootout. How do you schedule Mercer?
Well, you know what? If you're Auburn, you're going, these guys should have been prepared to kick our ass.
Yeah.
Because they played Mercer the week before.
Yeah,
it was a bye week, right?
Yeah.
They could play their 4th-string kids and still beat Mercer.
But then they got punched in the mouth by Auburn.
Well, you give Auburn credit, man.
Yeah.
You got to give. Because Auburn look at Auburn, they're 10-2.
Right.
And so Ohio State's got 2 losses as well.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
So it doesn't mean you can't put a 2-loss team up there.
Who did Auburn lose to?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know who they lost to.
Did Auburn lose to, I don't know.
Who did Auburn lose to?
Yeah, that would be interesting to see what their strength of schedule.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take just a quick pause. You're not going to hear it, okay, because we're just going to cut all this shit out, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
But you go ahead. You look it up.
Yeah, let me look it up here. Let's see. Auburn. Clemson. They lost to Clemson.
That's a quality loss.
That's
a quality loss.
And they lost to LSU.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So, wow.
Wow. Yeah, where's LSU?
17. So that's.
But then you lose to the number one team, though. You lost to Clemson.
So they
average that out.
In their defense, they all have a quality loss.
Yeah.
Ohio State has against Oklahoma. They've got it against, Auburn against Clemson.
Right.
That's a big one. Alabama against Auburn.
Right. The only team that hasn't lost. Are your Badgers.
They haven't lost anything, but they haven't really played anybody.
But you look at their schedule, right? I mean, yeah.
Well, if the Badgers win, they're obviously in. They're already 4. If they beat Ohio State, they're in. They
stay number 4. Yeah.
That's the only guaranteed way of getting a Big Ten rep in for sure. Yeah, because the Badgers are already in.
If Clemson, Auburn, Oklahoma, Wisconsin takes care of business and wins, that's it. Ain't no discussion. Everyone's on the outside looking in.
Yeah, because even if a Miami beats Clemson, it doesn't matter. Wisconsin's still there, presuming that they beat Ohio State.
Right.
If Georgia beats Auburn, Wisconsin's still there.
Yep.
In all those scenarios, Alabama probably slides up then. You probably get Alabama right back into the equation then.
If Georgia beats Auburn, what happens to Alabama?
All right, Georgia beats Auburn.
Yeah. So now you got 3 losses.
What happens to Clemson? Does Clemson beat Miami?
Yeah.
Okay, so Clemson stays
at 1.
Clemson stays at 1.
Does Bama scoot in without being an SEC champion?
Yeah, I think they do. I think they do at that point.
Over a Georgia and Auburn.
Yeah, I think you do at that point. Yeah,
we'll find out.
Well, got to give the SEC credit.
Yeah.
They get a team at 2, they get a team at 5, and they have a team at 6.
Yeah.
And they all have a shot at getting into the big game, the big dance.
Yeah. Well, Georgia wins. Georgia wins. They're in. I think Bama's out.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well,
they'll be 12-1. They won't have. Yeah.
It depends how the other games go.
Yeah.
If it weren't for this, I'm rooting out TCU. Because I just absolutely hate Oklahoma.
What happens if TCU wins?
Oh, that would really
throw this out there.
That's bad for Ohio State.
This up right now. Yeah, that's bad for Ohio State.
That's bad for Ohio State.
It's not good for Ohio State.
It depends. Do I swallow my pride and everything? And actually, I can't root for Alabama.
This is the second time they're playing though.
Yeah, and they beat TCU a couple weeks ago.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you get the same situation with Auburn and Georgia.
It would be fun to be in those rooms, where they're game planning.
Yeah.
Because they have film on each other, right? I mean, they were on the field just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Auburn and Georgia was just on the field a couple weeks ago.
Right.
Oklahoma and TCU.
Which makes me believe that the committee's not going to put another Auburn and Bama game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because they just played.
Yeah, that's
Why are you
going
to see them for 3 times? Or, 2 times again?
Now, I got to just say this a little bit about Notre Dame. As much as
where is that?
That's
the first time Notre Dame came out of your mouth this whole conversation.
I know. Now here is something that I'm going to kind of get on what you've said before about travel.
Okay.
And Notre Dame, is not that I really root for them all the time.
Sure.
But they may have one of the toughest schedules ever.
Of course.
Because they lost to Miami. They had to travel down to Miami.
Stanford.
And then they lost to Stanford last week. They had to travel to Stanford.
Yeah.
That takes a toll, man.
It does.
That takes a toll.
That's why if they would have won out,
they would have deserved it.
All the traveling and the out-of-conference games they play, that would negate their conference title championship.
You say that all the time. You always talk about the travel, and and so I got to give Notre Dame some props because they do have a hell of a schedule every single year.
You're not going to go see a Bama or Georgia schedule Notre Dame schedules,
especially at the end of the season, too.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you look at when the SEC plays, they're just a couple hundred miles apart, man.
Yeah, bus ride away. 4
what?
5 hours.
Notre Dame's got to get in a plane. Every Thursday or Friday, they're wheels up, man. And they're in a different time zone.
We're human. We're creatures of habit.
I tell you what,
you start tweaking that here and there.
So I'm just giving a little props to Notre Dame fan out there because they still have a good team. It's
they'll get a good bowl game.
Oh, you know what? If I were in that city, I'd go watch them.
Yeah.
Wherever they're going to end up playing, I'd watch them. And, they're not going to be on New Year's Day. They're not going to be one of the big, because they're not high up.
No, you could see them against like a SEC number 2 or Big Ten number 2 team or something like that.
Oh,
I mean, if Ohio State don't win, you could see Ohio State and Notre Dame.
Oh, how about Wisconsin Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be that would be a draw. No matter where that is.
Game too, yeah.
Oh, Wisconsin Notre Dame. Yeah. That's a nice looking matchup.
That would
I
be
could
a nice
see
matchup.
that.
I agree.
Oh wow, that so So there's a lot of cool things out there. I heard that Michigan, they're talking about Michigan going to the Holiday Bowl.
Against who?
I forget who it was. I was talking to one dude the other day. Yeah. He said he heard that Michigan projected to go to the Holiday Bowl.
Yeah.
New
Year's Day game.
Yeah, we're going to see about that. It's going to be some nice matchups out there, man. I am
Indeed. But we'll find out Saturday.
You know what? But again, the playoffs start. The playoff
starts on Saturday.
The playoffs start on Saturday, man. So if you want your 18 playoff, you got it. This year, you really have an 18 playoff right now, right? Because they're all playing on Saturday, and that's the way it should be, man. That is the way it should be. Yes. So, do you think Baker Mayfield makes it in the pros?
I think all the GMs are going to look at his activity or his maturity on the field.
Yeah,
and they're going to look at him. And I think they're going to have their judgments too, but is a talent there. Because, the NFL, they need QB talent.
Yeah.
But they also need maturity and leadership too. So whether he's there or not, the NFL GMs, they don't care about the Heisman Trophy winner. They just care, look, can you put the ball where it needs to be? Do you have the arm strength? And can you lead their franchise to the promised land? And they need that level of maturity there. And I don't think he's there yet.
I don't think he's there yet either.
Because, after the planting the flag incident.
Yeah.
And then there was another incident to that too. And then this whole thing with Kansas?
Yeah. You know what? He's got a little bit of Johnny Manziel in him, man.
He does, exactly.
He's got a little bit of Johnny Manziel.
He does. You see him and you see Manziel. Yeah, that's not good.
That might be a little bit of a compliment, but it's more a negative.
The way I look at it is that his activities on the field has cost him
It's going to cost him some money.
Millions.
It's going to cost him some money. Doggone right.
5th overall, 10th overall. But guess what? He might slip to the
I think he's second round. Third round.
Second or third round.
Yeah.
Guess how many millions for that activity, that immaturity on the field got him?
He should be where Manziel should have been.
Yeah.
Is down there.
Exactly.
Stupid Browns, but that's another joke. Okay. So
he might win the I don't even want to give him the Heisman just based on his
I'm giving him the Heisman. I put on Twitter today.
Really?
I put on Twitter and Facebook that he's
giving him the Heisman.
Who else is out there? I mean, everybody else.
Yeah, but isn't the Heisman about performance and so forth? But don't you need some character and leadership amongst that too? Shouldn't that be part of the equation? Or are you just talking about it between the hash marks?
I think it's between the lines. It's between the lines.
If you grade it that way, I agree. Yeah. But then if you're gonna look at character and how he represents himself and his school,
don't get me wrong. I'm not happy when I say
exactly.
I just have to admit, that. He probably deserves it from the playing on the field between the white marks.
Sure.
That's where he made it.
But he's going to learn a lesson in the NFL, though. Someone's going to knock him around and say,
he's going to get his ass
kicked. That's what he needs. He needs a little bit more humbleness.
We're going to it's hubris and humility. Yeah, he needs some humility, man.
So who would actually pick him up? Who do you think is? Because the NFL is desperate for receivers.
All right, so let's go down the list of teams that we think next year. Now, as we do that, my daughter, sophomore at Ohio State, she says, "Dad, would JT be drafted?"
I think he'll go late round. I mean, he's like a Troy Smith,
right?
Remember having Troy Smith bounce around a little bit? Maybe they could convert him to a receiver, but I don't.
He's not a receiver. He's not a tight end.
Yeah. I don't see a spot for him.
I don't see a spot for him either. I don't even see him as a third string.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you know what? If I was him, get your degree. Go be a good coach somewhere.
Actually, I think he already has his degree.
Oh, well, that's great. Yeah. Get your degree.
You know what?
Go be a good trainer or do something else inside football operations.
I think the kid has coach written all over him.
Yeah.
I think he has coach written all over him. He's a great quality kid.
Yeah.
He knows the game.
Right.
He's been under the tutelage of one of the best out there, right?
He's not NFL, but he's not Peyton Manning, Eli Manning.
He's been through adversity. He's been hurt. He's been through the Cardale Jones thing.
Yeah.
And he's still left with his head up high.
Yeah.
So he's got all the moxie, but maybe as a coach, I don't see him as an NFL.
No. He may go late round, if that, or he just say, "Hey, look, walk on and try."
He might, if he goes at 6th or 7th round, somebody would keep him in training camp, and then he'd be cut.
Oh, sure.
Early on. But it's sad because he is the best, statistically, the best Big Ten quarterback ever.
Sure.
It just going to the next level. That's a different. But you know what?
It's a different ball game.
But here's the interesting thing: most of the time, Meyer quarterbacks suck in the NFL.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you look at his offense, how they run, they throw to wide open receivers. In the NFL, you got to throw them open.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
You have to be so precise, where you got to put the ball in this little tiny pocket.
Look at Tebow.
Tebow.
He's great.
Tebow, Troy Smith, even Cardale Jones. He's got the big and build, but where is he now?
Even Alex Smith, because Alex Smith. Now, give Alex Smith credit. He has learned. He has learned how to play football even better. But when he came out, he was an absolute dud.
Really raw.
It was an absolute dud. And he came from, Utah?
Yeah.
When Meyer was coaching at Utah.
Right.
So same thing.
So if you look at that, and then, like, even Aaron Rodgers, how many years did he sit behind Brett Favre?
Like
sharpen
4? 3, 4?
Exactly.
Yeah,
now,
at least.
Now, if Aaron Rodgers came out in today's time frame and you throw him to the Wolves like that, I don't know if he would be the same. You know what I mean? A lot of
damn good question.
Right.
Damn good question. I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers would be because Aaron Rodgers carries himself like an NFL quarterback.
Sure.
But it did not hurt him sitting under and watching Brett Favre.
It did not hurt him.
And learning how the game works.
That's right.
Because he walked right into it. And would he have done that in his rookie season? No, not a chance.
Right.
Not a freaking chance. Not a chance. So who would want a quarterback next year?
Man, a lot of teams want a quarterback.
Let's start the AFC East. Who do you see there?
Miami.
Miami.
Bills, Jets, and Dolphins.
Bills, Jets, and Dolphins, and I don't know who's the backup quarterback for the Patriots. I have no freaking clue.
I
don't know.
No, Hoyer from San Francisco.
Oh, that's not a quarterback.
Hey, he knows the system.
Okay, Steelers go to AFC North. Steelers, Ben's going to retire.
Yeah,
he's going to retire.
You got to get somebody young in there to start training.
Yep. Baltimore Ravens, Flacco.
We had this discussion about Flacco.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Flacco retires.
Yeah,
it's the way he's playing. Bengals.
What happened to Andy Dalton?
I like Andy Dalton. I like him too, and that really just irritates me.
So you got to get rid of Marvin Lewis and get a real coach there.
I would get rid of Marvin Lewis.
I don't know how he still has a job after 10 years.
I would get rid of Marvin Lewis. It's time to get rid of him. I think he's a great defensive coach.
That's it.
He's a great defensive coach. We've had this conversation
before, haven't we? He's not a head coach.
He's a coordinator. That's right. We have talked that before. He's a coordinator.
That's right.
The Titans, they got Mariota in
theory. You skipped the Browns. Come on. You just skipped the Browns. Did you just get the Browns?
You went right over the Browns.
I didn't
right
even
look at them.
You didn't even look at them. You're talking QB and Browns. Come on. I think there is some hope for Kaiser.
I do too.
Or do you get the Darnold kid?
No, darn. I would stick with Kaiser. I've been watching him the past couple weeks.
I think
he is starting to mature.
Right.
He is starting to mature. And you know what? And they're finally doing it. They're just sticking with him.
Yeah.
You know, remember when we were banging him earlier?
Right. Yeah,
stick with him. If you notice, they're sticking with him.
Right.
And he looks like they're not winning games yet, but that's okay. He looks like he is starting to mature.
Let him mature. Let him grow into the role, into the system.
Absolutely.
And buy off on it.
I don't think that if I were the Browns, I'd get so many other holes. That they could go.
You need running backs.
They could use somebody to complement Kaiser.
Yeah.
A running back. Wide receiver. They need wide receiver, even though they're getting Josh Gordon.
Well, they got Coleman and Gordon's coming back too.
Yeah, that's right.
So they got two good wide receivers there. I mean, on the defensive side, they can stop the run pretty well. Maybe you get another, a safety or a cornerback.
All right, going to the AFC South.
Tennessee, well, you got Mariota, Jacksonville, Bortles,
man. I don't know about Bortles.
Eli Manning to the Jaguars. Dolphins to the baby.
Texans have Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, Watson. And
sold.
Luck's coming back with the Colts.
They need a lot of luck.
Yes,
figuratively and literally. That's for sure. Okay, AFC West.
Smith and Mahoney.
They drafted Mahone to follow up Smith, so let's see.
Let's see what Reed's got up his pocket.
Then you go to the Chargers. What are we going to do there?
What are you going to do with Phillip Rivers?
I think Phillip Rivers is going to be gone one of these days.
You need to draft a QB.
Yep.
Get someone young back there to start learning.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, the Raiders, they've got Derek Carr.
Here's where you need help, the Denver Broncos.
They need their cesspool is what they've got.
Osweiler's still on that team.
Yeah.
He still has a job. And Paxton Lynch is sure not the answer.
No. Simeon doesn't look too bad at times.
No, he doesn't look too bad. No,
he doesn't look too bad.
I think he's doable. He's not going to take you to the promised land.
No, he's not. He's not.
He'll get you 8-8.
And no, you know what? They have 8-8 quarterbacks. Maybe 9-7.
Yeah.
They don't have a 10-6, 11-5, 12-4 type of quarterback. No,
it doesn't exist there.
That's a good way of explaining it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of teams have 8-8 quarterbacks.
Sure.
But they don't have the ones that take you to, you want to be 12-4.
You want to be the Brady's. You want to be 12-4.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Okay, go on NFC East.
Eagles, Wentz.
No, I think they get rid of him.
Whatever. Whatever. Cowboys. Well, okay, so Cowboys, you got Dak, but look how exposed they are without Zeke in that lineup.
All right, okay, so Zeke's back next year. I think you'll
be fine.
running. You ride the horse with Dak. Absolutely. He's on the horse.
And then does the Redskins sign Cousins, or do they franchise him again for another $35 million?
If I were them, I would just keep Cousins. I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to get somebody better?
You're going to go get Trevor Siemian?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're going to get somebody better? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you're sitting on Cousins. You might as well keep him.
You got to pay the man. Give him his guaranteed.
You know what? Why don't you do that? Just sign him up for like 3 years or something like that. Just keep him.
Oh, yeah.
Keep him in the fold.
Give
keep him happy.
$28 million a year, 72 large, signing bonus call that day.
Giants?
Well, they just benched Geno Smith. All right,
done. Go to Geno Smith.
Done. So here's what's intriguing.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Vikings. Keenum's playing on a godly level right now. And you got Bridgewater in the wings right now. But this is his contract year, too. Mm-hmm. So they got to kick the tires on this kid. Are they going to pay him? They're going to roll with Keenum? Keenum's got the locker room.
Oh, no, Keenum's got it this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keenum and
yeah, but you got to find out what you have in Bridgewater. In that knee before you let him walk, or you're going to sign him too.
I would sign him. I think that Bridgewater is, now you're taking a risk. Clearly, you're taking a risk.
Yeah, do you let him walk?
They wouldn't have brought him back. They wouldn't make him the number 2 quarterback. Well, I think they had to make him the number 2 quarterback because they had nobody else. But my gut says that they go with Bridgewater.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I think what the coaches there are waiting for Keenum to come back to earth.
Oh, yeah.
Then they go, all right, Bridgewater, you're in. We're going to see what you got. You're 9-2.
Tell you what, though, of all the playoff teams, I'm assuming that the Vikings are going to be in.
Yeah.
They have to have a complete a
meltdown.
Just a meltdown.
Yeah. Sure.
They just like forfeit the rest of their game.
Guess where the Super Bowl was at this year.
And tell you what, they're set up the best of all the teams going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because, if you are the Steelers,
yep.
You lose Roethlisberger, I have no clue who their backup quarterback is.
Sure.
Remember last year, Derek Carr went down for the Raiders?
Yeah.
And
who backed them up?
Oh, yeah. It was,
I forget.
they're gone. I mean, we got, I even forget his name. He's the third-string quarterback now. Yeah. He was the former Michigan State quarterback. And I'm completely drawing a blank.
Stanton,
okay.
Yeah.
But my point is that they completely melt down.
Sure.
Look what happened when Aaron Rodgers goes down. You
got the Hundley effect.
It's nothing. But if Case Keenum goes down, wow, not too bad. You get to go to Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, you get Bridgewater, but you get a different version of him. It's been 2
years.
No,
but what I'm saying is it's not a bad. It's not really a drop off.
Yeah,
it's
your
not
plan B is
And then you know what? Apparently Bradford's going to be back too in the next couple weeks.
Oh, Bradford's got to go.
Yeah, well, but no, my point is for this season.
Oh, okay.
If you have a quarterback going down, the Vikings are in the best position because they don't have the big drop off. That's right.
Bradford,
you got Bradford.
Distribute the ball.
No, they're looking really solid.
Understood
from that perspective.
Yep.
All the other teams. I mean, the Saints. If the Saints get in, I don't even know who the backup quarterback is.
Who's backing up Drew Brees?
I know. My point is that the Saints go. If Brees goes down, Saints cross them off. Yep, you might as well just cross them off. The Vikings are in the best position. So Lions, okay, they've got Stafford for a couple years.
They're done.
The Packers, you got to assume that Rodgers is coming back, right?
Maybe for 1 game, 2 games.
But they definitely need a backup quarterback.
You and I can play backup.
No kidding. Bears.
You got Trubisky.
I like Trubisky. I like the look of him.
Fox needs to go. They need an offensive-minded coach.
You are so spot on.
You
know what? To me, the Fox is another coordinator.
Yeah,
he's a great
good
coordinator.
Just look at Wade Phillips with the Rams right now.
Yeah,
we'll look what Sean brought him in and say, look, I need a D guy. Oh, Wade, come over here and coach my D. He's a guy.
He's
not a head coach.
In fact, I wanted the Raiders to pick up Wade Phillips when the Broncos let him go.
Yeah,
that's a guy. I mean, they could have used him. I mean, the guy he's not a head coach.
Yeah.
Great defensive coordinator. We've talked about this before, man.
Yeah.
We'll take all the great defensive coordinators. I'll take them all the time. Pay them well and all that sort of stuff. They're just not head coaches.
They're just not head coaches. Don't let them coach.
Yeah.
And then you got the Rams. Rams with Goff. Goff is having a resurgence with the new coach.
Yeah, I tell you, I've watched a lot of football over the years.
Yeah.
I have watched a lot. I have never seen a quarterback go from putrid. Last year, Goff looked like...
Well, when you go from Jeff Fisher to anybody, I think it's an improvement.
But no, but
his demeanor and body language changed.
He looks different. He looked scared last year.
Yeah.
And he's out there and he looks
That's
like
what happens
a quarterback.
when you inject new life or some,
I've never seen such a
new system into him.
That's more than 180 degrees. I mean, it's 180
720.
degrees. Yeah, I know. Okay, Panthers got Cam Newton,
Falcons Ryan, and then
Jameis Winston. You're gonna. I know he's been hurt. He's been hurt a lot this year.
But you know what? It goes back to how we were talking about Manziel and maturity. I don't know if Winston is.
I think he's got a top end. I think he's got a top end.
I think he needs a better mentor or coach to really sit him down and say, son, this is what you got to do to buy in my system. And Gruden might be that. Gruden lives in Tampa Bay.
I tell you what, no, I want Gruden in Oakland.
You want Gruden back in Oakland?
You're damn straight. I do.
He ain't going to go back to Oakland.
You know what? No, he would.
He's not going to go back.
No, yes, he would.
Would he go there for Derek Carr or stay in Tampa Bay for Winston?
He would go there for Derek Carr. He would go there for Derek Carr. He doesn't have to worry about the quarterback.
He lives in Tampa.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because
Oakland, too much technology.
No, you know what? Gruden's looking at Vegas, baby.
That's true.
It's the Los Oakland Raiders.
Gosh.
Gruden comes in. He's going to run it. He would run it for the last 2 years in Oakland. He's the coach on the sidelines for the first game in Las Vegas.
The Raiders have been a disappointment. It's just
I tell you what, they just look stupid.
But they're still in there. You look at their schedule; they're still right in the hunt there with the Chiefs.
It's because the rest of the division has just come back to them. I mean, they all suck. They're all. I mean, I never would have figured out that the Chiefs would go be 6-5. You told me after 11 games, Chiefs would be 6-5.
Yeah,
remember we were like
5-0. Like, you give them the MVP. Yeah. They're gonna go. They're gonna beat the Patriots.
There's no way. No way. I mean, that is crazy. What an implosion. So, let's talk about. You want to talk about last week's games? Any big takeaways from last week?
Yeah, the Lions stinking it up. That's about it. They, the Vikings beat them soundly, 30-23.
Yeah.
We couldn't do much. We got off to a slow start again, and I don't know who to blame for that. Is it Caldwell? Is it Jim Bob Cooter?
Hey, Jim Bob, I tell you what, Duke's a hazard.
It's tough. Is Matthew Stafford not on point? We don't have a running game, so you could kiss playoffs goodbye. At 6-5, you need to go.
They got too many people in front of them.
Exactly,
they've got too many people.
Yeah,
you've got hanging out in front of them. Besides the Eagles, the Vikings, you've got the Saints, Panthers, and Falcons ahead of them. You got the Seahawks ahead of them.
Yeah,
they're not going to jump all over those teams
unless the Vikings just go 0-5 and
it's not going to happen.
And that's not going to happen.
As much as I'd like to see the Lions continue on, I just don't see it happening.
No, that's not there. The running game's not there.
I got to give the Chargers credit, man. They have had a resurgence. They do this all the time.
They do this. This is in the middle of the season, right? They do this all the time. So let's see what they do here in December.
Yeah,
right.
They took on a Cowboys team that clearly is not the same without Elliott.
Sure.
It's not the same team at all.
Right.
No, nowhere near it. But Elliott's not on the field when Phillip Rivers throws for 434 yards. That has nothing to do with Elliott, man.
What does that tell you? That tells you that the Cowboys weren't controlling the clock with the run game. And Dak
actually, that's a damn good point.
Yeah.
That is a really, really good point.
Because when you can run the ball, you control the clock.
Yep.
And then Dak goes 3 and out. Guess what? Phillip Rivers, he's just going to have a field day.
That's a solid point.
He's playing flag football, baby.
Yeah,
he's tossing for Keenan Allen all day.
That'd be interesting to see the time of possession. I'll bet you that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they was so heavily weighted. It should have been. And that. So, what other games were there from last weekend? Bills beat the Chiefs. We're talking about the Chiefs implosion.
Yep.
That was something else.
They imploded.
The Eagles destroy the Bears. The Eagles
handily.
Tell you what, the Eagles used to be on the endangered species list.
Yeah.
Not this team.
No.
I'll tell you what, this is a bunch of Eagles that these guys are anything but that.
Saints-Rams.
Saints-Rams.
That was a big game.
That was a huge game. That was a juggernaut matchup in the NFC. Now, what's so cool about that, it happens again this week too, dude.
That's right.
When you look at that, what did we talk about before? It's an NFC week.
It's all NFC week.
Oh, look at it. Run down, who do you like so far in that?
So, we got matchups, Vikings, Falcons, Vikings at 9-2, playing at the Falcons 7-4.
What's the spread on that?
That spread is Atlanta -3, so they're getting home field. Let's see what else we got here. The other team we circled was Panthers at Saints. So you got divisional matchup.
So what the cool thing is this is all going to settle itself out, isn't it?
Exactly.
The
just
Vikings,
like the college football, yeah. And then you got Eagles and Seahawks Sunday night game.
Oh, I tell you what, that's beautiful.
That's a playoff.
That's a beautiful
game.
matchup right there.
That's gonna be beautiful.
Go on the rant on that. The Eagles fly out. They got to cross the country.
Sure.
Go all the way up to the Northwest,
right? Well, I think this is really going to test Carson Wentz's character, okay? This kid's going to go to the Hawks' nest, right? I know the Eagles' defense is a little bit depleted right now, but he still got to go play in that environment. Now, is it going to rain sideways? That that might play into it too.
Look at that spread. I don't get that spread.
Philly -6. They're
Philly's traveling across the country.
They're getting 6 points.
Going up.
They're giving up 6 points.
That
Basically,
is
it's 9 points.
Tough, man.
That's going to be tough. Against the Seahawks at home?
That's what I'm saying. That's tough going up to Seattle.
Oh, man.
Oh, you know what?
I think I'm writing Seahawks on that, Pheng.
I'm going to take Eagles to win, but I'm going to take Seahawks with the points.
Oh, yeah.
I can't. That's too juicy. That is way too juicy. Anybody traveling into Seattle, that's too many points.
Yeah, even if they don't have Cam Chancellor or or Sherman.
No, that's right. Their defense is depleted,
it's
dude.
Depleted, yeah.
It's absolutely depleted.
So that's probably why they're getting the 6 points, but you're still at the Hawks' nest.
I don't know.
It's a different environment.
I don't get that. There's something that we're missing here because I can't see. Or is that one of those Vegas?
It's too good to be true. The sucker bet. It's too good to be true. You better put your money on the Seahawks. When Vegas tells you that it's like -6, wait a minute, that's crazy.
That's too much.
That's basically -9 because you give them 3 points for the home field advantage.
They're giving the baby candy here.
Exactly.
I don't trust them on that. Okay, right. So in the Panthers Saints, you got New Orleans.
Yep.
New Orleans by 4.
Yep.
It's in New Orleans. The New Orleans coming off the loss to the Rams. That sounds about right.
Yeah, but Nola's going to get their 2 cornerbacks, defensive backs. Back in this game. So Cam's not too accurate. Can McCaffrey really run the ball, or does Cam have to run the ball?
You know what?
Because you know what? The Saints can run the ball.
With
Ingram and Kamara, those guys can run the ball.
So what that means is if the Saints actually use the run, they're going to control the clock.
That's right.
Which keeps Cam. And so it doesn't matter at that point.
So I think it's a field goal game. So you're probably better off to go with the Panthers and take the 4 points.
You know what?
Field goal game.
Oh, wow.
Because just that 1 point could sway it.
I'm going to follow you on that. I'm going to go Saints to win, but Panthers.
Yeah, they're not going to cover.
Yeah,
they ain't going to cover. They'll win by field
Panthers
goal.
are the points.
Right. Yeah, you have Panthers the points there.
All right, and then the Lions and Ravens. I mean, the Lions have to. The Lions have to keep winning. I mean, they got to do something.
Stafford's, I think he had a rolled ankle or something. He's injured. They can't run the ball, and the Baltimore defense, they're playing lights out right now.
You see what Suggs did the other night?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he single-handedly
he took care of that O-line, and they came from Green Bay and shut out Hundley.
Suggs got to be like 45 years old, something like that. He's up there.
I know he was playing with Ray Lewis, and Ray Lewis is a first ballot Hall of Famer right now this year for next year. Like, God, with this guy.
And he played with Lewis for a while, too.
That's right.
He did,
Exactly.
So, Suggs is going to be up there. He was treating him like he was a man-child on the field the other night.
Yeah,
that was impressive what he was doing. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Unbelievable.
But that's Baltimore by 3. Okay, it's in Baltimore,
right.
So that means it's basically a pick-up game.
Yeah, it's going to be a pick-em game, but I think Baltimore walks out with it. The Lions going back to Caldwell going back to Baltimore and so forth, but I don't think the Lions pull it out.
Unfortunately, I got to go Ravens on that.
Yeah.
Just because it sucks. I would prefer to go Lions.
Oh, it's only -3. Yeah. Now if they were giving the Lions 6.
That'd be a different story.
But you just talking 3 points.
Going back to that Vikings Falcons.
Yeah.
Going down to Atlanta. It's Atlanta by 3 again. That's a pick-em game.
Right. It is.
Wow. Well, that is.
It's indoor. It's warm. The Vikings are used to it. So we'll see if Case Keenum can stay at his, Zeus level.
They're starting to hit on all the cylinders with the Falcons on offense. They're starting to pull that together.
They are.
I may go Falcons on that. I think that the home field advantage thing.
Falcons are too hot.
And, the Vikings traveled last week. Okay, it was a Thursday game.
Right,
so they're on the road. They're on the road again. I'm going to go Falcons.
So what about this?
Yeah.
Jimmy G starting with the 49ers this week. They're at Chicago. What a tough environment to start in.
That, you know what? Anytime you go into Chicago, you're
right by Lake Michigan. Tough. It's windy.
Now they're saying 51 degrees. I don't know if that's projected. Right. That seems too far out. It's never 51. It's not even 51 in the summertime.
That's right.
In Chicago.
Exactly. You're gonna have wind chill of -20 or something out there. But it's gonna be interesting to see Jimmy G out there because Lynch and the guys there at the 49ers, they could really evaluate him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What are we gonna do with this kid?
Absolutely.
We're gonna franchise him again? Is he going to be our future? Or are we going to trade him for more draft picks?
Oh, man. Going to be fun. So, dude, we've got a lot of football ahead of us.
Man,
first of all, Saturday, I am looking forward so much to Saturday.
Yes.
That's going to be an absolute blast with playoffs, college playoffs. So let's just call it right here. That's what it is, college playoffs.
College playoffs.
And then all these games in the NFL.
Yeah.
This could be fun, man.
Yeah. So what is the spread on the Buckeyes? I think
let's pull it out real quick. Good call.
I think the Buckeyes and the Wisconsin spread.
Right, here it is. We've got, we'll go down. The TCU Oklahoma is Oklahoma by 7.
Okay.
The Georgia Auburn game.
Yeah.
And the TCU Oklahoma is at 12:30.
Yeah.
The Georgia Auburn game is Auburn by 2.5.
That's
a 4:00 start. That's a pickup.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
The Miami Clemson, which is that's pretty impressive.
What is that one?
8:00 game. Clemson by 9.5.
Wow. See, I think that's cute too. Miami's got a great defense. I think that's one of those games. Get 9.5 to Miami. I mean, I'll take Miami all day on that.
That seems meaty.
That could be a field goal game.
That could be. And then Ohio State and Wisconsin.
What's that one?
Ohio State at 6.5.
Whoa. I don't know, man. That's going to be close. That's a field goal game, too. I might have to take the Badgers with the points on that one.
If it's with the points. I mean,
it depends on how healthy JT Barrett is.
Yeah. Let's say that. But, actually to me, I'm not worried about the Wisconsin offense. I think that the Ohio State defense.
Yes.
It's the Ohio State defense, I think, can handle the Wisconsin offense. It is what can the Ohio State offense do against the Wisconsin defense.
That's it. That's going to be your matchup right there.
And it doesn't matter if it's Dwayne Haskins or it's Cardell Jones.
See what we're talking about.
JT Barrett, you feed the ball to Dobbins. You got
to run the ball.
You got to run it. You got to run it and set up the pass. Use the run to set up the pass. Don't do this shit where empty backfield and all that.
Yeah. You're wildcatting or something like that. Yeah.
Give him the freaking ball.
Give your running back the guy who's meant to run the damn ball.
Absolutely. And then beat him with the pass.
Yes.
Just set it up because where all this crap that they do where
don't be a magician. Don't be like Chip Kelly.
Just, what they got to do? Ohio State has to come out and punch them in the mouth. You have to punch me. You have to punch them again and then punch them again and just keep doing it.
Keep knocking them around.
And they have been doing that.
Right.
They start this wimpy type of crap that they do.
I think the Badgers are going to keep it closer because they want vengeance from last year or a couple years ago. And depending on the health of the Buckeyes, let's see what Urban Meyer can draw up.
It's going to be
it's going to be a rock'em and sock'em
speculation all over the place.
That is, man. It's going to be an interesting game. So I got a lot of Badger friends from Wisconsin, and they're calling me up. Hey, give me 7 points. Give me 14 points. I'm like,
shut up. Shut up.
Wait, where is that Urban Meyer cameraman investigation gone? Have you heard any updates on that?
I heard that they're dropping it. He's not. He was just very unhappy. Maybe looking for a scapegoat.
Cameraman.
That's right. So he was pretty unhappy about that. But no, I heard that they were dropping it. It's just. It is what it is.
It's social media. I mean, come on. They got to find the guy.
They'll hunt him down. They will hunt him down, but that's going to be so interesting.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun just to see the intrigue about who's going to play, who's going to start.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, Madeline talked to Dwayne Haskins yesterday. And asked him, her and a bunch of other folks said, who's going to start? He said, I don't know.
You don't even know.
He wasn't even told.
I haven't been called
up on Tuesday.
Yeah. He'll know Friday or Thursday.
So, Dwayne, I'm out there rooting for you, buddy.
Yeah, let's go, Dwayne.
You know what we should do? We ought to get Dwayne on this. We get Dwayne on Fire.
Hey, let's Skype him or something. Yeah. It'll be better. We can Skype him 30 minutes before on Facebook
here's what
Live.
I'm going to do is when we get this published, I'll have Madeline send it over to Dwayne.
To him. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
We'd love to get his input. That'd be so cool.
That would be sweet. That would be huge.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
Good stuff, man. Hey, lots of content. Yeah. Good
Absolutely.
Time. Lots to talk about.
We're going to have a lot to talk about next week, though.
Oh, definitely, man. Everything's boiling down this week. So,
yeah,
I mean, after this week, then you're on hiatus until all the bowl game starts.
I know.
Toledo's in the MAC championship this weekend
Toledo's, where's it Saturday too?
Yeah, Saturday up at Ford Field too. So go Rockets.
So go Rockets all the way, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Go Rockets. Rockets versus the Zips. So
you got it.
It'll be good. All right, bro.
Hey, man.
Good stuff, baby.
This is fun.
Oh yeah, good times.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.